Hey guys, where are you? David Franco here from GearPop.com with my, as promised, review of the RichardSolo mobile power case. What this essentially is it's a battery pack on the go for 3 of your favorite devices, whether it's an iPhone, iPad, Android device, BlackBerry, if people are still using BlackBerry. Anything that has USB connectivity, it will most likely work with this whole case. Okay, so how does it work? Well, on the inside, let's open it up. You see we have plenty of room. Over here we have room for 2 smaller devices, like I just said, such as an Android phone, iPhone. Personally, I have an iPod Touch right here and an iPhone. I'll get more on that in a second. Anything that you have will fit in here just fine. I mean, it's a fairly large pocket for a, well, pocket-sized device. Down here we do have a little cable management pocket if you want to store USB cables. And of course over here we have the big part, the favorite part of the case, for me at least, and that is where you will put your iPad, your Nexus 10, Nexus 4 even. I mean, it's kind of small, or even like something like a 7-inch or 8-inch size, such as the iPad mini, along with a little extra room for cables. But of course, included with this mobile power case is obviously the mobile charger itself. It's got a pretty good weight to it, but not too heavy where the point that it would kind of hurt your shoulder. Here's the power button. You can see it displays a number right there. 75, or 72, sorry, I'm trying to read this backwards. 72, so it's got a fairly good charge right now. We have 3 USB ports on the side, so I use this one for iPad and this one for smaller iOS devices, just so it's kind of like a mental note of mine. I guess that's the best way of explaining that. And of course right here we do have the 5-volt power plug for the USB charging adapter, which is right here, plugs into the adapter itself, like so. It's always a 50-50 chance with USB cables. There we go, I was right the first time. And plug it into the wall outlet, and this charges in no time. Alright, so to better explain this product, I'm going to move the camera over to my desk right behind me and show you exactly how this works. Okay, so here's the case itself, as well as the mobile charger battery. Stepping over to the left, I did forget to say in the beginning of this video, you do have these little raviolis, I like to call them anyway. They're little cable organizers, because obviously with 3 devices and the battery and everything else going on, you're going to want some sort of cable management. So here's my iPad, just giving you a preview of everything that's going to be put in this one case alone. My iPhone 4S and iPod Touch 5th generation, which I'm absolutely loving, by the way. And I'm going to have 2 USB cables. Unfortunately, I don't have another 30-pin cable on me right now. A friend is actually borrowing it for a couple days. But just imagine that it's in the case, and it works, I promise. I've tried this before. And of course we do have this power adapter and this cable. Now you can see a lot of stuff is going on right now. I mean, this would drive me crazy if it wasn't well designed, but thankfully it is. So let's start putting all this together. Let's take off the iOS devices and let's plug the battery in. Well, not plug the battery in, but slide the battery in, so up here, which is a nice fit. I really like how that feels. There you go. We do have this adapter, which we do not need. This is obviously for the wall outlet. So put that in there for now, and put this cable in the bottom, which I've already managed to tangle. Don't know how I did that so quickly. Really? Okay, you know what? Leave the knot there. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the performance of this zipper. There you go. Okay, so now let's take the iPad, let's get this done. Put it in upside down. Now, RichardSolo, the makers of this product, by the way, RichardSolo was very smart to include this. Do you see that? That's a little tiny space, just enough room for the 30-pin adapter, if you're still using 30-pin like I am. This is the iPad 3rd generation, by the way. It just plugs in right here. I'm trying to do this upside down. Come on. There you go. Okay, the cable's in. And now, actually, let's take the battery back out so you guys can see a real-time demonstration of this. Plug the cable in. Bada bing, bada boom. And the iPad is charging. You can see the screen came on. It's working beautifully. And now, my iPhone is fully charged as it is, because I just woke up not too long ago, so the battery's fine. So let's just charge the iPod Touch, and plus, again, I don't have a second 30-pin cable on me, at least within immediate reach. So let's plug that in and put this into the battery. And as you can see, iPod Touch is charging just fine. Okay, so yes, things are getting a bit messy, so I'm going to take all these cables out right now. I'm going to do a little bit of cable management and then cut to that clip to show what the raviolis look like once all the cables are managed. And boom. Things are working just well. The iPad 3rd generation is right over here. The iPod Touch is also plugged in. And of course, again, just to reiterate, my iPhone 4S is right there, not plugged in because I don't need it plugged in right now. But as you can see, these little cable management raviolis are doing an awesome job, and it really cleaned up the overall presentation. Of course, things are lighting up. But if you did, again, want to store these spare raviolis, you can do so using this small pouch with a little bit of moving around the cables in there. Trying to do all this behind the camera. And there you go. And of course, something I didn't talk about yet is back here you do have an additional pouch. So if you do want to store a couple cables, or maybe even an iPad mini if it fits, I'm not really sure. Anything that's smooth, basically. Not smooth, I'm sorry, thin. Such as my idea book for my websites. This can fit in here just fine. Well, just barely. But if you do have a little medium-sized notebook, it does fit pretty well. And now this is where things get really cool, guys. I essentially have my iPad 3rd generation, my iPod Touch 5th generation, and my iPhone 4S all within the same pouch, being charged via one single battery. Now granted, it does get a little heavy, but that's to be expected. But then again, if you have an iPhone 5 and maybe an iPad mini and the iPod Touch, the newest iPod Touch, everything is very thin nowadays. So in other words, you're really not going to have as much weight as I am. But even now, this isn't much weight at all. I mean, this is still lighter than my 17-inch MacBook Pro is. Okay, but what about charging times? Well, I'm not sure of exact numbers, to be honest, because it all depends on how many devices you're charging at once. Now, obviously, if you wanted your iPad to charge faster than your other devices, you're not going to want your iPod Touch and or iPhone plugged in at the same time. You want that battery dedicated to one device at a time, and that is, well, your iPad. Basically, guys, you just got to be smart. I mean, it really is common sense. You're obviously going to get a faster charge out of one device rather than 3 devices at once. But before I close out this video, I did want to talk about one minor annoyance, and that is the zipper on this bag. I'm not sure if it's my particular model, but I always have a tough time opening it. I'm not sure why. That might not even be a widespread issue, and I mean, it's really not that big of a concern if you're really, well, concerned about charging your devices. It's only the zipper, and it's something that will work out over time. But guys, I gotta say, look at this. I have so many devices in here right now, and the cable management looks great. I mean, and guys, you know me, I'm a big design person, so when something looks ugly, I'm honest about it, and this does not look ugly. I mean, if anything, I really like the color of the raviolis. And again, quick disclaimer, they're not really called raviolis, just to throw that out there. I just like to call them raviolis because that's, well, what they look like. Well, guys, that about wraps it up. Thank you so much for watching. If you do want more information on the battery capacity of these devices and the battery itself, I do encourage you to check out the link below, because I purposely didn't talk about numbers too much in this video. I just really wanted to talk about usability and how everything works. So, if you do want to see how fast your iPod Touch, your iPhone, or iPad will charge, again, check out the link below. But wait, guys, don't forget there is a discount code that RichardSolo was nice enough to hook us up with. Just go to the website right below again and use the code LANCE, just like the name, Lance. I'm not really sure where it comes from, to be honest. But hey, if it's going to save you 30% on this mobile power case, which it will, then I'm not going to argue. Check it out. And of course, huge thanks to RichardSolo.com for not only providing this product for review, but also for providing that awesome discount code, because you typically hear maybe 10%, 15% discounts on certain products, but 30% on this for a product that, by the way, sells for $99.95. That's pretty good savings, especially considering if you're going to get this for a gift for someone for Christmas, Hanukkah, or any of that good holiday awesomeness. And of course, guys, if you have any further questions or comments, requests, feedback, anything regarding this video or any other future videos or past videos, just comment below. I'm always looking to get a discussion going. Your support means the world to me, guys. Stay tuned for many more videos very soon, and I'll see you next time.